Good afternoon, dear friends. I'm glad to conduct this webinar for you. This is Ruslana, Marketing Manager of Viseven, a full-cycle CLM provider. Today we will discuss going into the field and how you can make the most of your pitch, write KPIs for future improvement of the strategy, and then we will have a practical case with a demonstration of the instrument, Viseven CLM, and its functionality, which matches the enumerated needs. Please, as we go, think of a question or two which you would like to get answers to as the webinar goes. Okay, let us start. Pharma marketing has changed dramatically over the last decade. Many efficient new ways of interacting with healthcare professionals and other customers appeared for pharma industry players on the arena. And most of the pharma companies have already taken advantage of some of them. Like most of them have already implemented a CRM system, and many are in the process of implementing CLM using HTML5 presentations, which proved to be really effective for reaching seamless coordination between sales and marketing. But with too many vendors and so many ways to reach your customer, it is difficult not to get lost and measure the efficiency of each of the channels available. One more challenge is that the physicians are sometimes really annoyed and overloaded with a constant push and pull from the medical representatives and their messages, and there are many competitors who visit them on a daily basis. Following issues are on the plate of pharma marketing specialists of today. First is the marketing materials are really plenty, but are they really efficient? And which of them the reps are really using at the call regularly? Another thing to ponder over is whether the healthcare professionals and other clientele really like the information they are offered, whether they really like the presentations and other material that they are offered, and whether this information is suitable. Well, as we think of these questions, we should also keep in mind that marketing and sales departments, though perceived and treated as a whole, often just have quite different understanding of many important issues about the business they work for. Like they might have, let's say, different understanding of who their customers are, as about what the tools should be used, what message should be delivered. And this is not about the very approach, but first about knowing who their customers are and what they need. And the ability to feel the way customers feel will definitely result in precise targeting and delivering proper information in the right time and via preferred channel. And this is driving value into communication and delivering just the very needed insights. Well, in the continuous push and pull game with pharma, healthcare professionals, payers, and patients that they take every day, it is vital to maintain quality interaction, beneficial for both parties, and throw the ball with the right message to the right person. Because if you miss the chance, considering the competitive environment and the information flow that is present nowadays, you might not have the same opportunity again. Just think, how many encounters with a clientele do you have on a daily basis? What is the information you provide them with? And how can you be sure that the message you reach them with is efficient enough? And how you will know when it is time to change it? Because this time will definitely come when you will need to do some alterations to the message and therefore adapt the materials you use. Too often, marketing and sales have quite different understanding of these important issues. And There should be a reliable medium to unite these insights they get, and this is only through using integrated CLM strategy that this harmonization can be reached. CLM harmonization means uniting all of the parts of this puzzle to gain the well-rounded understanding of the product's place at the market, its potential and adoption by the healthcare professionals, and even the attitude of the patients towards it. While reps are, of course, and still remain the most important channels of communication between pharma and its clients, it's essential to make the best of the encounters with doctors. And these encounters often last not more than 5 minutes, as we know. And in many cases, they just resemble the elevator pitch. You know, elevator pitch is a concise, carefully planned, and well-practiced description of a product or of some issue, and the length of it might not take more than, let's say, 1 to 2 minutes. And this can be used by medical representatives with the purpose to allow really more time for actually engaging with the doctor and learning his perspective and needs, important for planning next marketing steps and efforts. I mean, the presentation, the demonstration of the product as opposed to the real-time communication with the doctor and to getting the practical advice and insights from him as to all the issues that sales and marketing might be interested in concerning the product and the treatments. Quality e-detailing can assist a medical representative or a key account manager in enriching this quality communication, and it should be accessible for prompt improvements, even in the course of a marketing cycle. But it sounds like it is not possible because we know how do we get e-detailing. Like the usual way is going with a creative agency. Well, when you have design and then you have to code the presentation and you get the presentation functioning in one CLM system. Like plenty of digital and creative agencies offer their services and they are ready to get it done in, let's say, a couple of months. But do you become a true owner of the presentations you buy this way? Each time you need some changes to be done, much budget, time, and paperwork are required to do this. And if you plan to, for example, shift from one CLM vendor to another one, which often happens, or you would plan to change devices, you will have to invest in adapting the content as well over and over again. So there is one more important issue about e-detailing. It should not be only engaging, but also universal and cross-platform. And such quality e-detailing can be created in a wizard, an integrated platform for e-detailing creation and management. So we can create and also manage, meaning that we can edit, alter the message, pictures, export, localize, and do and have many more other great options. The presentations created in a wizard are cross-platform and compatible with major CLM systems. This instrument also offers many new channels for communication with your client customers, like sharing presentation like a micro website with an option of commenting, which is functioning offline, exporting as a standalone application, or publishing it directly to the CLM system of your choice. Such quality e-detailing presentations created in a wizard are based on Cobalt. This is a unified framework for developing e-detailing presentations created in a wizard. Not only the presentations themselves created by templates are based on Cobalt, but also the design presentations that are created in-house are also based on this great platform. In this way, you become the true owner of the content, and the presentations are also available for managing and editing and altering in the wizard as well. You can also use a wizard for sharing the content between the affiliates of the departments, or use it for the approval of the content, which also is very important, because otherwise you have to download and upload the zip files and have a player to view the presentations. But with the wizard, you can comment online or even offline, and then have the access to it all. And the fundamental building block of successfully engaging with the customers through a multi-channel approach is, of course, multi-channel approach is, of course, to put yourself in their shoes and to look at things from the perspective of your clientele. Three important parts of your success here are time, information, and the access to it. Think as if you were a doctor. What is doctor's daily routine like? Is he glad every time he has to communicate with the medical representatives, who are sometimes more than the patients in the waiting room? Just as other people, physicians utilize many different gadgets and channels for being educated and informed about the news in the industry. Try to look at things from a doctor's perspective and offer him plenty of channels and ways to get the information to choose from in the desired and convenient time, and let these ways be as easy accessible as possible. When would you have time to and access to the info if you were a doctor? According to statistics, many doctors prefer to receive information via email or a link to a website to review at home. Besides face-to-face communication with doctors, there are categories of payers who do not personally meet with, like patient associations, other key opinion leaders, and sharing materials with a wizard can also reach many of them and reach them via just one of the available and easy accessible channels. For example, as a standalone application or a micro website, opening more opportunities for promotion of the product. Another important thing is to define the data that is relevant for analyzing and predicting the efficiency of the field force. The digital approach and the high-tech HTML5 presentation are capable of collecting basically any possible data one might think of. However, our expert opinion in that is that each encounter with the clientele, as well as each presentation and even each particular slide of it, should have a particular aim and respond to a particular need. Like time, media, and other insights can tell us much, but it is vital to keep track at a unified KPI, which should be collected in, let's say, a definite medicine group or for a particular doctor's specialty, to be able then to measure the results and plan accordingly. With all building blocks of this smart CLM strategy carefully thought over, we can reach efficient communication with our clientele via many channels, thus harmonizing the workflow and making sure that we deliver the right information, create value to our leads, and have enough data to plan next marketing steps with customer in mind. The system is most efficient when all the constituents are seamlessly integrated and are flexible at every stage, from flexible reports and KPI tracking, brilliant e-detailing, and convenient CLM used as a facilitator of the communication, and of course as a means of delivering and sharing materials, and with customer in mind, and with many years of experience working in the field. Viseven has created an ideal system which is capable of matching the needs of all the parties and aligned the efforts of a sales rep, a key account manager, marketing manager, and their common goal to serve a client the best they can. And now I'm glad to make a showcase of the Viseven CLM. For this, I will, for you right now, this I am mirroring the screen of my iPad right now, and we see that here is the home screen of the instrument itself. We have the 4 tabs with calls, accounts, contacts, and negotiator. And we have the reminder section with all the upcoming calls. And here the alarm, which will notify us about the upcoming calls, let's say half an hour before the call. And also the quick access to the presentation we can view, and the map as well here. We have also a quick access menu with different functionality available, like synchronization, updates, planning, reports, and other. Like we can do planning just from this section, and we can plan for a month, week, or for a day. And when we plan, we also choose from the available options. We can plan either activity or a call, and there are different types of calls too, like medical, pharmacy, or universal call. We can just plan on the fly, and while we are driving to the place of destination, while we're going to make a demonstration, or while we are in the waiting room to the doctor. Like when I will press this button of, let's say, this call, I will be drawn to a medical pre-call form, which already has much information in it, like the information about the doctor himself, how many calls have already been conducted to him, and we also can compare this call to the previous one and like see the numbers. We can also press here for contact details and see, just to remind us about the person, that he's, let's say, ambitious, interested in sport, and just treat a doctor like partner, and being interested in his hobbies, in his life, in his needs. And this way we can better understand him and deliver the right things. We can also enter the call details, like the call type, whether it was medium importance, priority or not priority, continuance of the call, which would also hint their marketing as for, let's say, the necessary materials, because if a call would last more than half an hour, more materials should be used for such call. And also the other things like result of the visit. These are very interesting things, and hints for further planning and more precise planning of your activities. Like when we press start, I'm sorry, our survey is a bit slow, so we have to wait for this picture to change. But when we press this button start here, we will go to a specific presentation that is chosen here. But it doesn't necessarily mean that we have to show only one presentation. Like, because when we press start and we go to this form, to the presentation itself, just a second, then we will be able to also shift from one presentation to another one, because we also will be able to choose from the presentations, because the double tap on the screen will mean that we can shift from one presentation to the other one, just like I'm showing you. Okay, just a minute. It seems that our server doesn't want to respond. It's okay. Great. Now it's okay. So as you see, I'm able to shift between the products, different products that are available for this doctor just immediately at the call. This is one of the bright examples of presentation that drives value for the doctor with patient in mind as well. Because while communication with doctor, we try to make a picture of this patient who is going to be treated with a brand we came with the promoted brand, and we choose from this criteria and from these symptoms, and then we confirm and get a well-rounded understanding of who our customer are, of who the patient who will be treated with this is. And then we can start examination and get understanding while we engage with the doctor, see what are the symptoms, what are the necessary insight that we have taken advantage of while using what can be treated with the product that we promote. And also, anytime that you might need to skip some slides, you can just press this button and go to the map of the slides and just shift to another one. I will show you just one more great slide which really brings value into communication when doctor will need to have an idea as for the treatment or prevention and how this should be dosed really the product. Then we can send the slide, say this slide for sending, like you see this button, we can press here, and then the system will keep track of this slide, and then after we complete the showcase, then we will send the presentation, this very slide to the doctor's email, and he will have access to it all whenever it might be necessary for him. Like when I press complete, I can show many more products and continue communication with the doctor, but when I press complete, there are still many options. The system asks me to enter the email of the doctor. There are still many things that I actually can collect with a not with a presentation, but with a CLM tool. Like we can enter call results here manually, or we can enter the next calls group, or we also can hint the marketing that the presentation was not shown on the device if it was not shown, and then also we are able to select the reason why the device was not used and the presentation was not shown. Like if it was low battery reason, then it might hint to the marketing that maybe the medical reps should be equipped with power banks, and if there was, let's say, another reason, like there was an option to choose that the doctor has already seen the materials. This will advise marketing as to refresh the promotional materials and to stay on track and always bring value in communication with the customers. Another great option is also to send materials via a wizard, like a share link with access to it offline. So we can share the presentation in this system. Basically, the presentation can be shared in either way, really, as a micro website, as a standalone application, as a link to install a standalone application for other types of clientele, or as a couple of slides and a PDF material that can also be shared from directly from the CLM. These are just many new nice channels which are easy accessible and acceptable by your clientele, by the doctor, who is really tired, sometimes very tired of this constant pushing and pulling communication. Well, now I think that we are pretty through with the webinar and with the showcase, and I will be glad to take your questions. And while you can write either into the chat or to my email, which will be displayed on the screen. And while you take your time to post questions, I'm glad to know that our marketing team is going to DigiPharma conference in Rome next month. And we have great news for you, because as one of the sponsors of this event, we can grant a discount for you for this event, to attend this event. And this discount is 15%, and we will be glad to grant it for you. All you need to do is just contact us either via our website chat, or to my personal email, or contacting us through the email that will be indicated after, by the GoToMeeting program after the webinar is over. And we will be, of course, really glad to contact you and provide you with the discount. I see that I already have question, and this is from okay. This, can we transform a PDF or a PowerPoint presentation in CLM format using a wizard? Well, this is really a great question because it is really often asked by our customers. It, of course, cannot be done with just one button click. But the tool is so user-friendly and so easy to use that having with the ready idea and then, let's say, armed with a clear outline of the presentation and knowing what KPI you would like to collect, you of course will be able to collect the presentation in a wizard in the course of, let's say, a couple of hours. And for those who know how much time, how much weeks and months it might take to create presentation with creative agency, it's really, it sounds just like a dream, but it's really possible. And we will also be glad to provide you with with the demo of the tool, of course, with the training, and provide you with a free access to the tool for some period of time to try your hand on the tool and try to create presentation. Okay, I think I will be really glad to answer all the other questions via email. Thank you so much for your time. I hope it was interesting. Feel free to contact me should there be any questions, or should you be interested in to explore Viseven CLM even in more detail. Have a nice weekend. Hope this was interesting.